Hey guys, Rugby here. So for today's video, I'll be giving you guys my 23-man squad for the All Blacks to face off against the English. We did just see that Japan game, and yeah, pretty decent result, let's say, for the All Blacks. A lot of players that could be included, in that game could be included into this game against England. Before I do so, guys, make sure to click the like button. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, guys. Click the subscribe button and comment below. Let me know your 23-man squad. I want to see your comments below. And just let me know your thoughts on my squad as well. Let me know in the comment section because I always just want to see that. Always good to have some kind of just interaction in that sense. So yeah, leave a comment below, guys. So yeah, for the front row that I've selected here, guys, I've gone the likes of Ethan de Groot at the number 1, Cody Taylor at number 2, and Tyrell Lomax at the number 3. I think this is kind of the standard set in stone, I think, front row that Razor will select and what I think should go as well, really, into this test against the English. Ethan de Groot, Cody Taylor, and Tyrell Lomax, all of them were rested against Japan. And I think those three, to my knowledge, are probably ready in England already, kind of preparing for this game next week. So I like to think that's kind of the front row that Razor and what I think as well will be selected. I just think these three, at the end of the day, they can be world class. They're a world class kind of front row. So I think that's what they're going to do. So that's the front row that I'd select in this case. For the locks, then, this is where I've gone with the likes of Scott Barrett as well as Patrick Tuipulotu. So I have gone with the ball call of Tuipulotu over Vai in that 5 position. I just think, look, Tuipulotu I just thought was great in that game against Japan. He had 3 kind of turnovers in the breakdown. He got a try for himself, kind of pretty well, I'd say, from a lineup position as well. So I think he did every kind of job that he kind of expected to at a pretty high level, actually. So for that reason alone, I just want to put him in that starting position again against the English. And I think, not discrediting Tupou Vaa'i, by the way, guys, because he is actually an excellent player on his day and was pretty good actually throughout the Rugby Championship. But I think he's just a better player in this particular situation off the bench because he's just a bit more versatile than Tuipulotu because he can cover that 6th position as well. So that's kind of a reason in my thinking. And then, yeah, with Scott Barrett, I mean, I'd like to believe he'll take kind of that 4 jersey back as well as the captaincy. So that's my lock pairing there. So for the loose forward trio, then, this is where I've decided to go with Wallace Atiti at number 6, Sam Cane number 7, and Artis Sevilla at the number 8. I think this is the set in stone loose forward trio that should play against the English. I think that's what Razor would select as well. I think Wallace Atiti was great and then in number 8 jersey against Japan, but again, we saw him fill the number 6 jersey countless times throughout the Rugby Championship, and he did a pretty good job doing that. Again, similar to Finau, he actually had a pretty good game against the Japanese and definitely was in my consideration. I just think Wallace Atiti is he's just a he's just a great player, and he's kind of showcased that throughout this year. So I think he kind of claims that number 6 jersey for now. Sam Cane with kind of like the I guess injuries in that position with Papali'i not available, Blackadder, Luke Jacobson. I just think it just makes it right, really, that kind of Sam Cane remains in the number 7 jersey, and he just brings that experience as well. It kind of brings you a bit of balance, really, with selecting Satiti, who doesn't have a lot of experience, but Sam Cane obviously has a lot of that. So that's the reason why he's at number 7. And then, yeah, with number 8, this is where I go with Artis Sevilla. I think there's no really kind of debating that, really. I mean, if you wanted to, you could put Wallace Atiti again at number 8, and then maybe shift Sevilla to 7 and put, I don't know, you could put Finau at number 6, if that's kind of how you wanted to do it. But I just think they'll stick with this. I think they'll stick with Sevilla number 8. For the back line then, for the 9-10 combination, this is where I have decided to go with Cam Borgard at number 9, as well as Damien McKenzie at the number 10. I think this combination worked out pretty well against the Japanese. I think they kind of got things clicking. No, I wouldn't say everything was great. I think that there's still a lot to improve on. But again, Borgard, this was his first game back in international rugby for a long time. So it wasn't going to be like perfect in the first game. So I'd like to think they'll kind of try this out again against the English. And yeah, I think McKenzie, I think he had a solid game as well. Definitely good from a kicking standpoint as well. So you'll be hoping to kind of continue that in this game against the English. Again, Beauden Barrett could be there. You never know. But for now, I think I'm going to stick with McKenzie. So for the centers then, this is where I've decided to go with at the 12, Anton Brown, and at the 13, Reiko Luani. I think these two are just flat out, I think, the choices that I would go with. I think Anton Brown had a solid game against the Japanese. I wouldn't say outstanding, but I saw enough to think that he deserves the number 12 spot against the English. And yeah, with Reiko again, a player who was rested, didn't even play a single minute against the Japanese, and I think there's a purpose behind that he will probably start against the English in this game. So I'd like to think he'll claim that 13 jersey back from Billy Proctor. Billy Proctor actually had a good game, but I just don't think Razor will do it, and it's not what I would like to see as well. I think Reiko just deserves that jersey, so that's my number 13 there. Again, Jordy Barrett could be in the conversation. You never know because he is a player who is now available for selection. I just don't think they'll put him directly in the starting lineup like off the back. I think he hasn't played in 2 games now because he didn't play against Australia in that second test and now against Japan. So if they were to use him, then I think he's probably better off the bench. But if they put him in the starting lineup, then it's a bold call. But for now, he's not a part of my starting kind of center duo there. For the back three, then this is where I decided to go with Caleb Clark at the number 11 jersey. I've then decided to go with Mark Slay at number 14, and then finish it off Will Jordan at the number 15. I think this is the back three which I like to see the most. It's the back three which I suggested beforehand in the past. And again, Caleb Clark is definitely the guaranteed, I think, out of the three in that kind of back three there. I think he's just probably been pretty good throughout the whole calendar year, really, from Super Rugby down to kind of every game he's played in internationals. So I think that 11 jersey is definitely his for certain. The 14, I think, Motley, I think, has done enough. I think he was pretty solid, I think, in that game against the Japanese and has kind of proved it in the countless games beforehand throughout the year. So I'd like to think he's kind of the best suited player for that number 14 jersey. I think he's just better. He's in better form when you're comparing against the likes of like Severis. So that's kind of the reason why I selected him there. And then, Will Jordan, I think he just has to be playing at number 15. He is, I believe, one of the best 15s in the world and can be the best 15 in the world if just given time there in that position regularly. So I'd like to see him play there. And look, I don't have to speak too much more on it because, again, Razor may go with someone like Beauden Barrett there or Parafeta. He's always like kind of like having a number 10 there and number 15, which is understandable. But I honestly just want to see Will Jordan there. He is a world-class player, and he can play 15, so just put him there. That's kind of just all. That's all I'm going to say from that point. For the bench, then, this is where I've made some changes here. I've gone with like a sophomore coming off the bench there for the All Blacks, along with Offatung Fasi and Tossi to make up that kind of replacement front row. Following them, I've then gone with Tupou Vaa'i as the replacement lock, as he can cover that 6 position as well. So that's kind of the reason why I put him off the bench rather than Tupulotu. And then, I've gone with Peter Lakai off the bench here. Again, we didn't see much of him in that game against the Japanese. I mean, he did come off the bench, which was good for him, but he didn't make kind of the impact you'd like to see. So I'd like to see him kind of just get a few more minutes in this game against the English off the bench. And again, he can cover that 7-8 position as well. So a lot of versatility there. For the backs, then, this is where I've decided to go with Cortis Latimer at the number 9, kind of come off the bench. Again, he could be a player that starts this game if you wanted to, because that Cortis Latimer McKenzie combination has worked out pretty nicely throughout the Rugby Championship. So we could see the combination happen. But for now, I'd like to see Latimer off the bench because he is known kind of scoring tries off the bench as well. He's kind of cementing his role kind of in that way. I'm not saying he can get the starting spot, by the way, guys. I just think Roygaard is I just think he is another level, in my opinion. So that's the reason why I put Ratam as my replacement scrum half there. And then, Beauden Barrett is the replacement 10. Again, he can cover that 10 or 15. So that's the reason he's there. And I believe he can kind of become like a Franz Steyn of the All Blacks, really. Kind of have a lot of experience off the bench, but be very versatile and just do what he does, really. I mean, he's Beauden Barrett. And then, I've gone with his brother here, Jordy Barrett, of course, to be the last man. Again, I've done this just for the sole purpose of he could start, but I just think it's not the best decision when he hasn't played in 2 games. So I'd like to see him come off the bench because, again, he can cover that 12 position, can cover 15. He can do whatever he wants, really. But Jordy Barrett, I believe, should come off the bench for this game. So, that's my 23-man squad here, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Again, this was tough because there are players that I would have liked to include, but, again, were injured. Some, I just think, didn't have the kind of a standout game against Japan that would make me kind of put me in my thinking to kind of put them into this side. So that's kind of what I thought. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you guys think. Like the video, guys. Subscribe to our channel. And, I'll see you guys next time.